I often give it, in my talks, give this example of if I gave you a currency of $1 million, and I said, go out and spend this on everything that you want. You know, you can go to the mall and just buy anything that you want, and you can start walking through stores, and every store you go into, you buy something that you don't like. Send me 10 of these, send me 50 of these, and then you get home and you ask, why is my house filled with so much stuff that I don't want? But isn't so much of our inner attention not only on what we don't want, and we spend this currency, which is our thoughts, you know, to create what we want, but it's on what other people want for us, or it's on how things used to be, or it's even on what is. I mean, if you don't like what is, and your thoughts are on what is, it seems to me that you're going to just create more and more of what is.
It comes from people's belief that they should face reality. And most people offer most of their vibration in response to what they're observing. So they observe it, they offer a vibration, they get more of it. And so, of course, they come to believe it because they focused on it and it came to them, and so they believe it. But when you realize that you have the option of focusing on things that you really want and that those things will come to you too, then you're a deliberate creator rather than a creator by default. It's a wonderful thing when you realize how quickly law of attraction is responding to your vibration. But it is an even more wonderful thing when you realize that law of attraction is responding to your vibration and that you can feel the alignment, resonance, or misalignment, discord of law of attraction responding to the source within you. As you have been expanding and evolving, the source within you is beating the drum of who you are. And there's this powerful trajectory of wonderful things flowing to you. And when you get off the track from that, you really feel it, you see. And when you relax and let yourself get back on the track, then you feel your clarity, then you feel your abundance, then you feel your worthiness, then you feel your fun and vitality and eagerness and passion. Then life is good for you, just the way you intended. You know that this is the leading edge of thought. This is where it's at. Humans think that this is just a trial ground and that heaven is where it's at. But this is the leading edge of thought. This is where thought manifests.
Earth's crammed with heaven.
Earth is heaven or hell, your choice.
And speaking of hell, does such a thing exist? Is this just...
Only in the mind of a disconnected human. The animals don't know it. Only humans who pinch themselves off from clarity. Wouldn't you call confusion a sort of hell? Wouldn't you call lethargy a sort of hell?
People who've behaved in horrific ways, is there punishment when they leave this earthly plane?
That really disappoints humans when we tell them that is not the case. The greatest punishment is self-inflicted as you deprive yourself of the energy of source, which is available to you at all times. And when you disallow that, it's very unpleasant. But when you reemerge back into non-physical, you will leave behind all doubt and fear, all grudges, all hatred, all misunderstanding. And you will become a vibrational equivalent to all that this life and before has caused you to become.
So all of the low points in our own lives, when I think of, as I was writing this, I can see clearly now. I look at some of the things that I did, ways that I behaved, my consciousness,
But how would you know you're seeing clearly if you didn't see not clearly? How would you appreciate the clarity that you've now found if you hadn't lived in some of that? And how could you live other than what you're living? Because it was the path of least resistance, and therefore the only path that was available to you at the time. It's a good thing to give yourselves a break. Source is not judging you. You do it to yourself, and then you pinch yourself off from source.
But I think of I don't know, but I've just been lucky that had I been found out some of the things that the ways that I had behaved at earlier times in my life.
But things are always working out for you. And your behavior didn't deserve punishment. It didn't deserve finding out. You're just off your path a little bit.
Right.
You know, Source is always looking the other way when you stumble. never looking at what you think is wrong. That's you that do that to yourselves and each other. Little child is just learning to walk, falls down, get up, you little dummy. You don't say that. You acknowledge that this is the way he finds his balance, and Source feels the same way about all of you.
So I can feel good about some of those. I've often
You
said
better if you want to be on your high-flying disc.
Right.
In other words, you can't look back with any condemnation of self without disconnecting yourself from Source, who feels good about everything you've lived.
Everything.
Everything.